Mm. All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kirsten, one of the product managers here at Decisions. Today, I'm going to walk through our platform roadmap, including recent releases, upcoming features, and long-term roadmap ideas. Just a quick introduction to the Decisions product managers. We have Eric, who leads our engines team. That's the team that's working on our upcoming deployment server features. We have Josh, who leads the integrations team. This team is focusing heavy on the AI initiatives we have. We also have Rohit, who handles UI needs for the flow and rule designers. And then there's me, Kirsten. I focus on the UI for the form, page, and report designers. Before we get started, I just want to share how you can reach us. If you have questions, please feel free to email us at productmanagement@decisions.com or feel free to ask in the chat. We've got the chat features and the QA options open, and we'll get those answered for you live. Additionally, there's a survey at the end of this call that we will send out. We'll greatly appreciate any feedback you have on the webinar itself and any content provided here. All right, to kick off, I'm going to start with our product team mission. Our mission is to give you a platform that combines human intelligence with a full toolbox of automation techniques. This means giving you efficient ways to build logic, UI, and integrations. Everything we're doing is about making development more accessible. Looking at our recent history, 2024, a lot of our work revolved around two product areas, improving the core designers and then creating a new project infrastructure. If you've upgraded to version 9, you've seen this new project system we have. And for 2025, our focus is deployment server, moving to Kubernetes for more scalable and efficient environments. All right, so these are our recent and upcoming releases. We've got 9.10, 9.11, and 9.12. This isn't a full list of everything we have released or everything we are about to release. This is just some highlights. So in version 9.10, which released in May, we introduced a lock icon on locked entities, which helps easily identify elements that are locked at a glance from designer folders. Pop-ups can now display with our top bar hidden. So this is support for when Chrome equals off, pop-ups will still display. And then we also added the ability to clear sorts for reports, making it quicker and easier to reset your report views. In 9.11, which is our current released version, we rolled out some significant updates. We've got a GraphQL integration, Flow Designer refresh, which is something that we've been working on for quite a while, and we still have phases coming out with new enhancements. We now support Parquet file types. We've also added help text for report columns, which gives the end users more context directly on report headers. Plus, we've released attached labels, which is an update to the form controls, simplifying UI design with built-in labeling for input controls. And then upcoming, we have 9.12. So 9.12 is looking to release at the end of June, I believe. And we have a handful of pretty big features. Custom action icons and advanced data grids. I have a video right after this slide kind of showing a quick little demo of that. But this provides a way to trigger custom actions within advanced data grid rows, and these actions are identified by icons. Another round of this Flow Designer refresh is a step inspection tool, which improves debugging steps. And then we have AI prompt management execution history, which helps manage and optimize your AI interactions effectively. Okay. So this is a quick little video of attached labels if you haven't seen it before. It's been demoed a handful of times on a few webinars, but essentially when you now drag over a control, your quick add dialog now has a label field and it autofills with your data name. You can tab over and change it if you would like. This just makes it easier and faster to add labels to your form controls. Top label placement is the default, but you can quickly switch to a left label placement using keyboard shortcuts. Or if you decide later to switch to bottom or right label placement, you can. There's a ton of label property settings that have been added. It removes a lot of extra clicks and keeps your forms cleaner and more consistent, especially when needing to rearrange your controls during design time. You move one control as opposed to moving two separate controls when you're reconfiguring your layouts. Um, Watch me fumble through my spelling on this demo. Video. Click to the next one. Okay. This is the custom action field for advanced data grid, and I'm going to pause the video really quick. This is a calculated column on advanced data grids, and it's this action columns here, which will show multiple custom actions as icons within one column. Each icon can launch its own flow. It can get or push data to or from the parent form. Right now, this is only available for advanced data grids. It will be available for reports soon, but 9.12, it's just advanced data grids. It just provides a clean experience for end users and lets you build richer advanced data grids. And then this is a little video of the step inspection for the Flow Designer Refresh debugger. But just a better way to inspect flow steps within the debugger. You can see the inputs and outputs directly to the step. You can search the inputs and outputs and then click through different execution indexes. All right. So here's a view of the big themes and features we're focused on for 2025. I'll hit the high points. On the deployment server side, we have a new deployment server to better manage how and where projects are deployed and all of the intricacies of deployment, like sprint management, automated testing, visualizing production data during development, and more. We also have better auditing and health tracking, so you can track performance across projects, increased AI integration, and like you've seen in the past few webinars, and like I just showed, we're in the process of refreshing the Flow Designer to improve usability. And then we're also working on a unified UI designer that will bring the form and page designer into one cohesive designer. So that's 2025. 2026, we're starting to see more automation integrated into the platform with automatic updates, AI design assistant, automated scaling and testing. Big takeaway in 2026 is about making the platform smarter, more proactive, and user-friendly. And then for 2027, we are aiming to simplify and guide more of the platform experience with simplified rule set designer, automatic rule enhancement recommendations, essentially less development, more configurability, excuse me, for a better out-of-the-box experience. All right, so these are our roadmap themes. Everything we just looked at and will look at in the upcoming slides falls into three major themes: health and integrations, which is more visibility, more insights, and smarter tools by embedding intelligence and best practices to make health monitoring, reporting, and visibility instantly usable. We've got developer velocity, which is just making it easier and faster to build within decisions. Deployment, which better ways to package, test, and deploy your projects across all environments. All right, over the next couple slides, you're going to see a lot of features, a lot of colorful boxes. I'm not going to mention every single one of these, but I'll hit on a couple. If there are any that really stick out to you that I don't mention, please drop it in the chat. The decisions team that's here helping me can expand on it, or email productmanagement@decisions.com that you'd like to learn more about a specific feature here. Two main ones that I'll call out here: that new unified UI designer effort. Like I said, this is a plan to combine our form and page designer into one designer to make it easier and more intuitive and consistent while designing all of your UI elements. And then production data enrichment, which is tied to deployment server. This helps visualize real world data during development. And then we have our solutions roadmap. This is for Marketplace, the App Store within Decisions. Our solutions team is working on a bunch of projects that will be available, like I said, within the App Store. Items like inventory management and Cortex, which I believe is released, which gives users the ability to train and create a chatbot. And then also a product or project management application to help you with task tracking and all of your project management needs. All right, I'm going to catch my breath here. Are there any questions in the chat? We're good. Good to go forward. Okay. All right. So this roadmap is specifically for my team. For the UI team, we're planning a bunch of new features and enhancements to help design and inform page and report designers to help it be more intuitive, flexible, and efficient. First off, we have the theme manager. I have a video about this in a second. This will help generate CSS themes for projects. This will be more robust than the current App Store CSS generator, including more controls that are able to be targeted and overall just a more efficient way to manage branding within projects. We also have the what you see is what you get WYSIWYG page designer. We're updating the page designer to show you real data during design time to prevent the needing to attach the page to a folder, and then the back and forth between folder and designer to see design changes as you build. That unified UI builder, like I've mentioned a handful of times already, I won't go into it again. And then we have efforts to decrease design time. We've got flex layout, which I'll talk more about in just a second. We have attached labels, which I showed earlier. This decreases design time and actually pairs really nicely with flex layout. We also have a multi-select common property updates. This is where you select multiple controls on a form or a page, and then you can update properties of all of them at one time. This is partly available now. We're just looking to increase the properties available. We have overall form control toolbox enhancement, and then condensing form and page controls. We have this feature in simple forms, and we're looking to implement the same idea in forms and pages. For example, charts right now, we have individual page controls for each chart type. This enhancement will combine all chart types into one page control so you can configure it one time. And if you decide later to change your bar chart to a pie chart, you don't have to configure a whole new control. Features that will increase the overall usability. We've got drag to reorder report rows at design time or runtime. Ooh, excuse me. Drag to reorder report rows. You have your report, you have your advanced data grid, and you want to manually move rows up and down. That's what that feature is. We have active form flow dependency view. This one's really cool. This is the ability to visually see what controls are impacted by active form flow. Controls will be highlighted on the form with icons indicating how the active form flow is impacting that control. So you'll hover over the active form flow name, and then you'll be able to see all of the controls that are triggering that active form flow and all of the controls that are being hidden, shown, enabled, disabled, set, stuff like that. We have dynamic behavior for page controls. This is essentially active form flows for pages, allowing page controls to be manipulated similarly to how active form flows manipulate form controls. Default tile styles is just better out-of-the-box styling for simple tiles, making it easier to configure, more intuitive. Those are the big words here, easy to configure and intuitive. I find myself repeating that a lot, sorry. Then active form flow data binding. I need a better name for this, but essentially it's just better data management for active form flows. And then down here in our customization category, we have that custom report icon actions, which is the old name, but that's what I showed you earlier with the advanced data grid, the custom action icons. That's that feature. Then we have freeze report columns, which you can is in development. I'm confident 9.13 that'll be released, and that is freezing left and right columns. You can freeze however many columns you want on a report or advanced data grid. So that one I'm really excited about. But we also have report column display as. So the column display as options here. This is specifically for Boolean values to have display options like toggle, checkbox, yes or no, and then to be able to inline edit those visually. So if it's a toggle, you select the toggle to change the value as opposed to it swapping to a different visual cue. And then the sub dialog outlet container. This is a new way subdialogues can display on the form instead of over it. This paired with Flex Layout will act as like a slide out panel to show subdialogues, but still have access to scroll on the parent form. Then we have a new comment control for forms and pages, conditional icon column. This is essentially the same thing as custom action icons, the thing that I showed earlier, but they're just not actionable. So the icons will change based off of the condition on the report, just like conditional values, but they won't have a flow backing them. And then theme customization within designers and expanding charting options. So theme customization within designers is allowing that theme manager application or accelerator to be able to be accessible and editable within the designers themselves. We're still working through researching that one and how we're going to do that. Expanding charting options is just providing more chart types and configurations than what we currently have available today. All right, a couple more slides here. So I'm going to dive in to a couple of features now that I've reviewed the majority of this UI roadmap. We're going to talk about two that are in development and due to release soon. The first one is Flex Layout. Overall, this is just a new layout that allows elements to automatically adjust based on screen size or layout changes. So this just gives you a responsive control. So in this video, as I'm clicking, showing, hiding things, moving the form to be bigger, preferred contact method shifts up, or if I make it smaller and hide and show things, everything just shifts around based on how I've configured it at design time. So this is Flex Layout, just providing you that responsive control for forms and pages. This will be available for pages too. Yeah, cool. It was a very long video. One more second. Okay, go. Are there any questions? No, we're good. Okay. And then next we have Theme Builder. So with the Theme Builder, you'll be able to easily create and manage branding styles across your project. You have a straightforward form, which is what you see now, where you can select styling options for all sorts of forms and page controls, things like headings, buttons, and report headers. And while you're selecting your styles, you see a real-time preview showing exactly how your choice affects the look and feel of your forms and pages. So as the video is running through here and clicking different colors for different items, you see that actually change. And then once you're happy with your styling, you can apply this directly as your project's default theme, meaning every new form or page you create will automatically pick up your branding, making consistent styling effortless and saving you design time. All right. That is it. I'm going to pause for just a second, catch my breath while we wrap up this webinar. So if you have a last minute question, now's the time to type really, really fast while I go over the next webinar and contact information again. All right. Our next webinar is going to be July 1st. Eric will be your host, so bring all of your deployment server questions. He'll be happy to answer them. And then if you have feedback, suggestions, questions, please reach out to us at productmanagement@decisions.com and pretty please take the survey at the end of this webinar. Are there questions? No questions coming? None? I don't see any. Cool. All right, I don't see any questions. So everybody have a great afternoon and we will see you all in a couple weeks.